Thank you for choosing Carmel Designs for your custom showwear needs. This is a short video tutorial designed to help you in taking your measurements. We prefer that you take the measurement form and guide to a professional seamstress or tailor to be measured, but we understand that this is not always possible. So hopefully this will help you in taking your measurements. We're going to start with the upper body and we're going to move on to the lower body. By the way, I'm Carmel Mason. I am the owner and the designer at Carmel Designs. And this is Lydia Schald. She also works for us and does a lot of our cutting. So we're going to start with the upper body. The first measurement that we're going to take is at the base of the neck. You just want to measure right around the bottom of the neck. You don't want it too tight. You want about 1 finger in your measurement band. And then we go ahead and record that measurement. The next measurement that we're going to take is the overarm. What you want to do is you want to go around both shoulders with both arms in and take that measurement. The next measurement we're going to do is the bust. You want to go around the fullest part of the bust. This measurement is not your bra size. So we're going to go right underneath of the arms. We're going to have her go ahead and relax her arms down. We're going to measure right across the fullest part and record that measurement. The next measurement that you want to take is right underneath of the bust. You want to be pulling the tape snug when you're taking these measurements, but you don't want to pull it tight. You want to also make sure that the person who's getting measured is not sucking in their stomach or pushing it out when you're taking these measurements. The next measurement we're going to do is the waist. You want to take this measurement at the natural waist, not where your pants sit, but at your natural waist. It's usually about 1 inch above your belly button. So we're going to go ahead and take her waist measurement, and then you want to go ahead and record that. The next measurement we're going to take is the abdomen. You want to measure kind of between where the waist, you're going to measure the waist, and where the hip is measured. This normally will be about where your pants sit. The next measurement we're going to take is the hip. You want to go around the fullest part of the hip, and you want to include the butt. So you just want to measure right around the fullest part, and then go ahead and record that measurement. The next thing that we're going to do is measure around the arms. The first measurement we're going to take is the upper arm. You want to go up as far as you can underneath of that armpit, and then go ahead and take that measurement. The next thing we're going to measure on the arm is the bicep. And you just want to measure right around kind of the midpoint between your elbow and your upper arm. And then we're going to measure right at the elbow. The last place we're going to measure is around the wrist. Usually the wrist measurement should be around 6 inches. The next thing that we're going to measure is for the front length. You want to measure this from what's called the hollow in your neck. It's the space right in between your collarbones. You'll feel that little dip. That's where you want to start your measurement from. You want to measure down and around the bust, and you want to measure down to where you want the front of your jacket to come. So if it's a long showmanship jacket and you want it down farther, you need to take that measurement. If it's going to be short for riding, we want to take the measurement here. And just from the hollow, right in between the collarbones, down. The next measurement we're going to take is the sleeve length. You want to measure from the point of the shoulder where a shoulder seam would go. You want to go down to the elbow, and then all the way down to the wrist. You want to measure about midway between the wrist and the knuckles. The next thing we're going to measure is for the back length. You want to measure from the prominent bone right at the base of the neck down to where you're wanting your jacket to come. Once again, if it's a shorter riding length, You're going to want to measure shorter. If you want it for showmanship, you're going to measure for that longer length. So we're going to go ahead and measure the lower part of the body. As you can see, I've marked where we're going to measure for the upper thigh, the mid thigh, the knee, and for the calf. These measurements are important if you're ordering chaps or pants. They let us know how we need to scale the leg. So we're going to go ahead and start with the upper thigh. You want to measure around the thigh as far up as you can go, and you want to measure to the top of your mark and record that measurement. The next measurement we're going to take is the mid-thigh. It doesn't matter exactly where you're measuring the mid-thigh as long as you mark it so you have the distance in between accurate. So you want to measure right at the top of your mark. The next measurement we're going to take is from the upper thigh to the mid-thigh. You want to measure from the top of your mark to the top of the other mark and record that distance. The next distance we're going to measure is around the knee. You want to measure right around the kneecap, right at the top of your mark. And then you want to measure from the mid-thigh to the knee, from the top of your mid-thigh mark to the top of your knee mark. The next measurement we're going to take is the calf. You want to measure around the fullest part of the calf, right at the top of your mark. And go ahead and record that measurement. Then you want to measure from the knee to the calf. And the next measurement is from the calf to the floor. The next thing that we're going to measure is the outseam. She's ordering pants, and this mark is where she wants her pant waist to be. So we're going to go ahead and measure level with that mark to the ground. Now our model today is not wearing shoes. It's perfectly fine to get measured without shoes or with your boots on. Let us know what you got measured with. If you get measured in bare feet, we need to know so that we can add a proper amount to the length of your pants so that your pants are not too short. The next measurement that we're going to take is the inseam. You want to measure all the way up in the crotch, all the way down to the floor, and take that measurement. Once again, if you're measuring in bare feet, if you're measuring with boots on, let us know. Write it in the little note section at the bottom of the page so that we know what you're measuring. The next measurement that we're going to take is for the front rise. And you can go ahead and have your person that's being measured help you. You want them to hold the bottom of the tape right where the inseam of their pants in their crotches. So she's going to go ahead and hold it. You're going to hold it down. And you're going to measure up to where your pant waist is going to be. The next measurement that we're going to take is the back rise. You can again have your person measuring, hold the tape right on that where the inseam of the pants and the seam of the crotch. And you're going to want to measure all the way up around the butt, right to your mark of where your pant waist is going to be. Once again, if you have any questions while you're measuring or when you're getting your measurements taken, please feel free to call our office and we would be happy to help you with any of the questions that you may have with being measured. Our off studio phone number is 402-286-4079.